So I said I was going to make a video. So here I am. Happy spring. Today is the first day of spring. Also Fred Rogers' birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Rogers. It's a lot of national days today. But yeah. National Something Happiness Day. All that good stuff. What do I want to talk about? I was going to make a video about something that happened today, but I don't know how much of it I would actually want to share on this platform. Yeah. So early this morning, I had this lump in my throat, and I only get a lump like that in my throat when I'm really stuck in the muck in my emotions, when I feel things really deeply. And I was thinking, about my dad on my ride in to work this morning. And about how, before he passed away, he was at the table, and I was living with him at the time, and he was at the table, and he was writing out cards, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm writing out my thank you cards." And I said, "For what?" And he said, "For everybody that came to your brother's services." And in my head, I thought, well, that was a long time ago, Dad. But I didn't question it. And yeah, I was really thinking about that for some reason. And then around 10ish, I went on my break, and I randomly put a song into Spotify to listen to, Common Knowledge by Conor Oberst. And then the playlist kind of just formed itself, you know, just how Spotify does. And one of the songs that came on during my 30-minute break was Get Well cards. And it really made me think back to my dad writing those cards. And then another song came on right after that, Lakeside View, Lakeside Apartment Suite View, or something like that, by the Mountain Goats. And it also talks about a postman, and, you know, a note, a little letter. And then all of a sudden this memory came back to me of my dad. The day he passed away, I was still living with him at the time. And when I found out the news, I was just, you know, really upset. And I was just laying in his bed, just kind of in disbelief and really mad, just in agony, just mourning what I saw coming. If anybody has ever listened to anything else I've posted on here, 2 weeks before my dad died, I had a premonition of his death, basically. But anyway, yeah. So I'm laying in bed and my mother's in the room and she's going through the dresser in front of the bed where I was just laying there in agony. And they already knew not to talk to me. The people in the house knew not to talk to me. I wasn't very happy or nice to interact with. And my mom was going through the dresser and she found CDs of my dad's. And she spun around and she looked at me and she said, "Are these what you've been looking for? Or are these what you wanted?" And I just looked at her. And once she got up from the room, I went through the dresser and I found a note. And it was from my dad. And it was him saying his goodbyes. I'm going. That's what I remember. I'm leaving. And I wish I still had that letter. I don't know what I did with it. I took it for myself. I didn't show anybody. And I was not in a good mental headspace during that time, because I was still fuming over my brother's death. Yeah, but the song made me think of that letter and I had forgotten about it. And my dad died of natural causes. He had a heart attack. But I don't know. I think he wanted that to be found, and I found it. So I don't know what it is, but I knew it was today. I just felt it in my throat before it even happened. And I know people might say, like, that's a stretch, but it meant something to me. And I think it's just him, you know, saying his goodbye.